Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Crypto Atlas. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you guys are new to the channel, do not forget to hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button, and also click that bell icon. All right, so we're going to go into a little bit of the news information before we actually dive into the charts here. As you guys can see, we got a little bit of some downwards pressure going on, but we're still holding above $57,000 as of the moment. And it's fitting really nicely within these two different space zones. Technically right now just slightly below. Again, I'll go over the chart here in just a little bit. I am on Twitter if you guys want to check me out. I'm at Atlas Official TV. My handle is right down here underneath my webcam. You guys are more than welcome to check me out. Say hi. I do talk about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as well as stocks sometimes, maybe some anime stuff as well. Sorry about that noise. And yeah, so let's see what other people are talking about in the community. First off, Greg Abbott, who's over from Texas. He is a representative in the political realm right over there. So he says, count me in as a crypto law proposal supporter. It is increasingly being used for transactions and is beginning to go mainstream as an investment. Fidelity, etc., trying to get Bitcoin ETF. Texas should lead on this like we did with a gold depository, right? So he's starting to show that Texas is starting to get more involved in the game with this. Recently, if you guys didn't know, with Kentucky, they're making new tax breaks. So if people want to go and do Bitcoin mining over there, there's some benefits to that side. And then Cynthia Loomis, or Lummis, however you say her name, she's based out of Wyoming. And she's been a big proponent for things with Bitcoin for a while now. And she's been vocal about it too. And so she said, Texas chases after Wyoming. Welcome to the future, friends. Bitcoin. Right? Interesting. Next up, this guy, Cousin Crypto, he said, man, talk about getting treated like an object. So this girl texts him, hey, Josh, it's Lexi. I know you from sex. Can you help me with Bitcoin? He's like, sure, basically. Interesting response, right? Documenting Bitcoin says this guy started mining Bitcoin on a Game Boy. Current generation application specific integrated circuit, also known as ASIC machines. Bitcoin miners generate hashes about 125 trillion times faster. So yeah, probably not going to be getting much Bitcoin off of that Game Boy, but you know, who knows? Maybe he gets really lucky and somehow solves a block. That'd be absolutely insane, right? I'm also wondering if from this picture, if he's got like a solar power somehow plugged into it. If not, and if he's got it plugged into the wall, then he's burning more electricity powering this device than he is actually in earning from the Bitcoin. Your life changes when you realize the pain and comfort is greater than the fear of change. That's a nice little saying. SEC Commissioner, this is big, explains why a delayed Bitcoin ETF has consequences. And there's a whole article that references to that. That's through Forbes. I'm just trying to give you guys some key highlights right now. There's a lot of discussions of things going on the Twitter side. Miners ramped up selling between $27,000 to $32,000 during that price range of what Bitcoin was, but since have completely stopped selling their Bitcoin. This is either due to their ability to finance operations through debt, or they know something. So take a look at this, guys. This is really interesting. Decrease of selling pressure over time. That's where we had the all-time high previously back on December 21st. Of last year, at least. And then you saw this max selling pressure going on right afterwards, and everything's calmed down. The Thinker, look at this, Michael Saylors. There's actually an interview, if you guys didn't see the video. I believe I retweeted it, where he's talking with a girl, and his response was, Bitcoin goes up forever, Laura, right? So he was kind of ripping into her because she was saying, and it's a really good point. I do want to say this real quick, that the question was if he plans with MicroStrategy to sell when Bitcoin goes up a certain amount and then wait for it to go down and then buy back in at a lower price to try and accumulate more. And Michael Saylor was saying, like, it's the highest performing asset. It's the best performing currency that we have. That's like saying that you're going to trade off your dollars for the peso when the peso starts to gain a little bit of momentum or whatever. It's like, no, you hold on to your dollars because it's the strongest asset out of that pool. So Bitcoin is the strong. So it's like there's no, in his point of view, there's no reason to be buying and selling and doing this whole back and forth thing. Bitcoin is the leader of this space and it's going to go up more, right? So it's interesting. 6 months ago, Bitcoin was $10,800. Now it's $57,500. That's plus 5 times, and we haven't even gone parabolic yet. What do you guys think? Do you guys think we've gone parabolic? Something interesting as well. This is in regards to Visa news. If you guys didn't hear about this, Bitcoin and Ether rose on Monday after Visa announced it will enable the use of USD coin. If you guys don't know, USD coin is a stable coin. It is a cryptocurrency. It's not something that was directly created by the United States government, although the government is in developments of making a digitized dollar, basically, which is kind of silly when you think about it, because it's like we already more or less have that with Tether or with USD coin to a degree. The world is going crypto, and a couple more Wall Street giant endorsements should be what is needed to take prices towards $75,000 over the next couple of months, said Oanda. Visa partnered with Anchorage to carry out its first USD coin transaction. So really good news to see this new integration going on with Visa for the cryptocurrency space for sure. Now, something else to keep in mind is that when this last statement right here, the world is going crypto and a couple more Wall Street giant endorsements. Think about it. If you look at the major financial institutions that have already come into play with this, especially Tesla being the most notable of the recent ones, we're now going into April. And a lot of companies are going to be publicly disclosing their involvement in getting into Bitcoin. You only have a certain amount of days in the United States until you legally have to disclose these kinds of investments publicly. When that news comes out, we could see floodgates once again wash into Bitcoin and just cause the price to absolutely go parabolic. There's a very high likelihood that we're going to see some of these companies come forward, especially after the recent summit event that Michael Saylor had with a bunch of different companies, in which he talked about Bitcoin and how they can do things on their books and moving the assets inside their companies towards that of Bitcoin itself. Something else that's kind of interesting, just very briefly on this, there was a really large hack that took place over in India. It was about 8.2 terabytes worth of personal information. The hacker for this is now trying to sell it on the dark web for 1.5 Bitcoin. They're saying that this is like the biggest, or potentially the biggest KYC data leak, which is the Know Your Customer data leak in history. And this is a lot of people's personal information. And so things like cryptocurrencies, which work in a decentralized format, just the blockchain technology itself like that shows a little bit more of an appeal for trying to protect people's privacies, right? So yeah, keep that in mind. And we're still seeing some more drops going on. There's 26 minutes left in the daily candle, just FYI, before the daily candle close. So now we head over to the charts here. And as you guys can see, volume over the last 24 hours has substantially kicked up, which is not surprising because yesterday was really, really boring. I mean, it was really boring. You guys can see the price moved. After all of this that happened, it started off at 55,890 and it ended at 55,800. Like, come on, you know? There's just nothing going on. And then on Saturday, same thing. Volume wasn't really that great. You do see a pretty substantial price swing, though, from a low of 54,000 all the way up to 56,654. So it's funny seeing that there's not very much volume, but still such a price movement. Same thing, you can see bottom wick on the Sunday at 54,772 all the way up to 56,500. And then as of today, we bounced off of the 21 EMA. You can see yesterday did the same thing, and I've talked about this before, so that's a really good level of support to keep an eye on. So let's actually look at where it could go down on the bottom here. On the bottom side, we do have $54,900 as a level of support. Below that is $52,630, and a significant drop down below that would be at $50,000. On the way up, we do have resistance that's going to be taking place once again here, especially for the daily candle. It would be amazing if we could close above this, guys. That's at $57,611. Above that, which we saw a bounce take place off this top wick, and we've seen that previously, and this I've kept this line here. That's at $58,390. Trying to break above that is proving to be a little bit difficult at the moment, but hopefully we can get above this level here, and then I would expect over the next 24 hours a high likelihood of us getting above $58,430-ish. Okay, I'm not a financial advisor. Just keep that in mind. These are my own opinions on these things. If we manage to break above that, then we're going to be seeing 60,000 as the next objective goal. Beyond that is going towards the all-time high, which was at $61,800. Past that, and then we're back into the whole price discovery zone. Realistically, be aiming for about $65,000, which would be great. We still got a long way to go now to get back onto the previous trend towards $100,000 back on mid-December, just using a repeated pattern, as you guys can see with all of this right here, just hypothetically. If you also take a look, the RSI is starting to climb up a little bit. That is showing that we are actually getting some buying pressure going on, which is great. And then you also take a look at the technical radars. They're suggesting we are on a buy, moving a little bit away from the neutral position. Actually, it's starting to bob almost towards it, but we do see the price moving up. So we should actually start to see this shift more towards the strong buy more than likely. Now let's go ahead and go take a look at what's going on with Ethereum. Let me go ahead and get this saved. Very briefly, what's going on with the Ethereum side. With Ethereum, a nice big push going on. I didn't mean to do that. Trying to zoom in here for you guys. So nice push going up. That has been needed. We're finally above the 21 EMA, which is great. We're more than likely going to close out above that, and that's with that Visa news, okay? So here's where we're looking at on the way up. We do have resistance taking place at 1,842. Above that, we do have 1,945. Above that, we have 1974, and then 2,000, and then breaking the all-time high of $2,040. That will allow us to enter into the price discovery zone. If it decides to go down, we do have support being established first off here at 1743, then the 21 EMA, which is about 1725, and then a further level drop down below that at 1700. That would essentially invalidate everything that we've gained today, and I don't see that really happening, but just in case, if it had a massive drop for some whatever reason, we're looking at 1,655 as a big level bottom of support currently. All right, let me go ahead and get these dragged out a little bit further for you guys so that we have those ready for our future videos and get this saved. You guys can also see the volume picked up today quite dramatically. Like I was talking about, the weekend was very quiet. RSI is picking up a little bit more. Still got quite a ways to go there, and the technical radars look basically the same as that of Bitcoin. Okay, I'm going to go and wrap up the video there. Once again, guys, if you're new to the channel, do not forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button, click the bell icon as well, and I do have referral links in the description for a bunch of stuff for Coinbase, for Gemini, for BlockFi, for Webull, and for Robinhood. So if you want to get either free cryptos or free stocks, then you guys can use that those referral links. And yeah, let me know in the comments how you guys feel about everything right now. Do you think that we're going to break the all-time high this week for Bitcoin or Ethereum or both? And you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next episode.